KRL for round 12 here at ZANDVOORT, and I am joined here today by Leon.
Hello.
How's it going, mate?
Alright, how are you?
Not too bad, thank you, mate. So we're here for tier 2 then in the championship. I believe Strauss is leading it from what I've heard, but
yeah, he's dominating it from what I'm aware.
Is there any way you can get the championship standings up, mate? Do you know where it is?
Yeah, I have it on my phone now. Strauss is on 130 points, leading the championship. Second place is Easy Level Bot, 109 points, and Puma MLG with 108 points. So their top three are quite close together, realistically.
Ah, that's very interesting. Can you send me the standings if you don't mind, mate?
Yeah, I'll send it to you now. Oh look, I'm 17th.
Cheers for that. Yeah, so 17 drivers here for tonight's race then, so it's short qualifying. So 18 minutes in this short qualifying session, and bearing in mind we are racing at ZANDVOORT, so it only takes about 1 minute and 30 seconds, so there's plenty of time, plenty of runs you could do around here if you get it all wrong. This is a very difficult track, very easy to lose the car with the curbs as well, and the traction zones as well, so you can be very, very careful with that, and the entrance to that heavy braking zone down at turn 10 I believe, so drivers are going to watch out for that one. But we'll see what happens here at ZANDVOORT. There is places to overtake, about 2 of them if you get really close to your rival, but it's going to be very, very difficult because ERS management is very hard as well, so drivers got to watch out for that and use the ERS at the right time. And also,
it's raining.
Yep, forget the driver then, we are on the wet tyres for now, so it's not that treacherous out there, but still it's wet conditions. I run the intermediate tyres from my screen, so it's going to be very interesting to see what drivers do then. If it is going to be a dry race, will they put on, they're going to be put on a dry setup surely, but if it's going to be dry and wet, we'll see what happens then. Could it be wetter in the race, could it be dry towards up? We never know, because that's how these it won't stay the same conditions throughout both qualifying sessions. I mean both sessions, the qualifying and the race, so it'll be very interesting to see what the drivers do then with their setup and how they will tweak it to match both conditions. So we're just waiting for a few drivers to come out on the track now, and I can see some people coming out with the Ferrari, the Williams mechanics.
Yeah, Williams is coming out. I think that's Strauss.
We'll go on board with him then, and let's see how he manages to take the track of ZANDVOORT. How do you find this track, by the way, Leon?
I just don't really like this track, honestly. I just crash every corner.
Well, where are we? Where's Strauss? There you are, Strauss. So the championship leader there then. And I find this track okay sometimes. Sometimes it can come towards me, and sometimes I can get it absolutely wrong. I've had a few races around here. I don't believe I had a league race around here in 2021. I've had a few in 2020 and they were okay-ish, but in 2021 I haven't experienced the track yet, or I haven't even done 5-lappers. I have barely ran this track, so I have no idea what it's like and how you manage to take it, because it's very different from 2020 with the curbs as well. I think you could ride the curbs in one of the corners like turn 6, that faster right-hander, but I don't think you can take it anymore, so you got to be very careful not to. Here as well, you got to be very careful with the braking zones, because this one comes up to you very, very quickly, leads onto the next corner, and that can catch you out as well with the rear stepping out or getting on the curb as well. That's also as well, be careful on traction. You can see Strauss there short shifting as he makes his way around the penultimate corner. This one can be quite tricky as well in terms of validations, as Strauss now makes his way towards the final corner, and we're about to see our championship leader start a flying lap in these conditions then. So let's see how he takes it. How much practice has Strauss done? So he breaks before the 50-meter board, uses third gear, rotates his car nicely, gets back on the power, but too much power there, and yeah, luckily he did not go in the wall. So Strauss then has to bail out and go for another lap time, but also he has to get out of the way of others. Let's see who else is on the track. Is that Renault King? Yes, I believe it's so.
It is Renault King. Yeah, it is Renault King.
He's got his teammate right behind him, so his teammate's on the out lap, so he must have just came out of the pitch just behind him, so I thought they were starting a lap together. But on board with Renault King, they're making his way through this stretch here onto this fast right-hander. This can trick people out a bit. He takes it very cautiously indeed in 6th gear, experimenting with the throttle, see how much input he can take on the throttle. Coming into this next right-hander here, be very careful on traction through here, especially the dry as well, not just in the wet. Takes it very nicely indeed, just working his way up the throttle, not lighting those rear tyres up. Yeah, nice traction coming out of there as well. So we come into this braking zone. Let's see how he takes that one. As Sir John Lemon has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. So he must have spun, cut out the pit lane and just been disqualified instantly because it doesn't give you a chance, does it?
Yeah, he just spun, just couldn't do anything about it. Worst thing is he wasn't allowed to reset the track either. Quite unfortunate, I must say. And Strauss is in P1.
Not for long though, as Vano King comes across the line with a 21.6 as Mr.
Underboss with a 20.5. Surprised he didn't spin, not gonna lie.
Is he known for spinning?
Well, it's either me or him spinning every race, so it's fine. But yeah, just good lap. P1 provisionally as well. With Mark Wilson in P2 with a 1 minute 20.6 in the Red Bull.
Time to beat there, the 20.5 from Underboss there in P1. Good lap time from him. Cole Paradox in P3 along with George Zord in P4. We've got Marius Daniel coming around the third to last corner there. I don't really know the corner names, but you can see then he started to struggle on the throttle. You can see the car was just sliding around just a bit as he applied the throttle. Coming to the final corner now, let's see how he takes this. You can see he lift him off because he's not confident to go full throttle. I don't know if you can or not in these conditions. He comes across the line now, and it's a 20.6, so that's a decent lap time to get himself in the top 3. Look at that, the gap separated by P2 to P3 is about 7,000, so that's very close there in the top of the standings then. Who else is out there on a lap? We've got Strauss improving to a 21.3. I think I remember last season or something like that in a different league that Strauss was struggling around here in ZANDVOORT, so let's see if he's managed to improve around here. I think it was also the wet as well that I saw him around, so hopefully he can find his grip around here as Apex is joining the session then. So that's 18 drivers who are on the grid as somebody else has just moved up there. Is that Cole Paradox improving? P5, 21.2. What else can you see out there, Leon?
I'm looking, I think Severe's about to finish his lap, going into the last 2 corners.
There he is then in the Alpine, his teammates in P4. Let's see what lap time he can set as he goes wide in that penultimate corner. Now coming through the final corner, let's see what lap time he can set in the Alpine.
Ooh, nearly loses the rear there.
I think the Aston Martin has just lost the rear at turn 4. He goes into P10. Yes, it's the Aston Martin. He's lost his front wing. The pole man has lost his front wing. I can see in the full track map that he was stationary at that corner, the most common corner to lose the car.
Is slow as well. Oh, he's just letting the cars by.
That is Drone. Yeah, that's Drone in P12.
You know, there's a lot of time left. Many laps to go as well for drivers to set. As Rogue is struggling through sector 2 with his broken wings. But there's Sam Zaghi putting on soft tyres from the looks of things.
I'm not quite sure, maybe he's just flicking through, but it doesn't look like soft compound tyres to me, and the DRS is not enabled, so definitely not soft conditions for him. He switches back over to the intermediate. No, he doesn't. He's back over to the softs, but hopefully he knows what to do. Right, Puma is on a lap. Cole Paradox is just ahead of him. He's just completed one. He's up into P5. He's done 3 laps on those inters. Hopefully he gets out of the way because Puma is on a lap time. He needs to get out of the way right here, which he doesn't do. He's going to compromise it. Unless Paradox is on a lap as well, because you can do more than...
the purple sector 1.
Is that Paradox?
No, Puma.
Oh, of course, I just saw it. I don't know why I asked that. Sorry about that. But Paradox just needs to get out of the way because he's holding up and he got out of the way.
Oh, and they contact.
One of them's getting a 5-place grid penalty for sure. That's how the game works. Been lucky to get away with that one. But yeah, Paradox is fully at fault then. As Marius Daniel goes quickest with a 20.1. Good lap time from him. He did that on an old set of intermediate compound tyres. 3-lap old. I say old, not really that old, but still, he set it on those tyres. So yeah, it doesn't look like anybody got a penalty. Cole Paradox not getting out of the way. I'm not quite sure why, because it was quite clear that Puma was on a lap time. I hope Puma hasn't got any front wing damage. He's continuing anyways, but he's going back in the pit lane. He must have got damage from that, surely.
Must have. Quite unfortunate for Puma, but I think Stewart will look into it. See what happened there.
It looks like Cole Paradox is going run after run, so he just may have continued doing his long runs or something like that, but still, was it the case of Puma not knowing that Cole Paradox was on another lap, or he was just too close to him? Who knows?
Yep, there are a few drivers going into the last corners. Haas of Husky right now. See if he's doing the lap. Or is he? Oh no, he's going back into the pits. It's the Apex Turbo on his out lap, starting their lap right now.
So, one of the 5 drivers who have not set a lap time, Sir John Lemon has been disqualified, so he will not take further progression into this qualified session. Apex then, coming around the first corner, you can see him taking a lot of steering, but as he makes his way towards turn 2 now, he gets on the curb, but you don't want to do that in the try because it will auto spin you. Coming into turn 3 where traction is very, very crucial around here. As you can see, he's starting to lose the car as he had to bail out of it, and Mano King has just popped himself into 4th place. He's done 5 laps on those set of intermediate tyres, so there's definitely a lot of improvements to find if he can put on a brand new set of intermediate tyres. As you can see, Apex started to struggle to the first sector. Coming into this right-hander here. Now coming into this next right-hander, Cole Paradox just crossed the line up into 5th place. Mark Wilson in P6 on a brand new set of the intermediate compound tyres. I think he's about to cross the line to start another lap time. Staying on board with Alex Turbo, Apex Turbo then coming around to end the middle sector. Breaking up the 100 metre board. Let's see how it takes this curb. He misses the curb. You want to ride that curb to gain the most time, but he doesn't do so. Lost a bit of time. Gets back on the throttle now, coming towards the penultimate corner. No mistakes there I could see from him, so coming around the final corner now. Let's see what lap time he's able to set. A bit of hesitation coming around the final corner as he sets a 21.1.
Only one, yeah. I see a few drivers starting to equip the softs. Maybe the track is drying from the looks of things.
Oh yeah, indeed. So if that's the case, then the weather might dry up towards the end of qualifying, and we might see some drivers beat the case that the last driver gets to the line, really. But from what I could see, it's still wet out there, and it's still raining, just spitting, just at least.
Yeah.
So Joe,
interesting. Carry on.
Nah, I wasn't going to say anything important, but you continue.
I think it will be interesting to see who will go on slicks and who will go on inters.
Good evening, Cameron Dowds. Good evening, Husky. How are you both doing? Drone is about to cross the line to start his flying lap. Got up into 7th gear, 8th gear very early there. His teammate's just ahead of him. His teammate was in AI mode, but he's making his way around turn 1. You can see he used a lot of EOS already, doing 2 laps on those set of tyres. But it looks like the track is starting to dry up just a little bit. I'm not seeing a dry line anywhere, but the track started to line up a bit. So DRS is enabled, so the rain has gone away, and that's why some of the drivers, as you can see on the left hand side, have switched over to the soft compound tyres. So with DRS being enabled, I think the drivers, somebody's just spun coming around the final corner. That's Aston Martin?
Yeah, Hitman News going back into the pits, struggling on the inter tyres there.
Well,
so it's definitely, the track will get better and better second by second, so it will be crucial to get out in time and set a few laps on the softs.
Mark Wilson improved his first sector by 2 tenths. Let's see what he does in the middle sector. He might have to bail out. He's 5 tenths down anyway, so I think it's best for him to come back in the pit lane. Looks like he's struggling there on entry to the left-hander. Just took a bit too much curb than he would have wanted, and he has to bail out that lap. His teammate's coming through, so he should let his teammate go as he's in P15. His teammate has done a 22.9. Let's see if he can improve on that lap time as he comes around the final corner now. Will he bail out knowing that DRS is enabled and people on the softs? No, he stays out there. He's about to cross the line now. It's a 21.1. He goes up into P10. His teammate, though, has got back in the pit lane. And he spins in the gravel. He just lit the rear. He just put the throttle on.
Or Sam Zaggi's, I think he'll go out on medium from the looks of things.
Yeah, he is. He's got out of the pit lane, I think. Is he? I saw a driver go out of the pit lane, but it's not him. So
no, I think it was Williams.
Yeah, it was a Williams. I'm not quite sure why I said that. I should have known. But Cole Paradox, yeah, he just tripped me a bit there by going over to the softs and mediums. So everybody now should be on the soft compound tyres now, as you can see on the left hand side. Most of them are. There's still people out of the track on the intermediate tyres. We've got Jordan out there. He's going for a lap, I think. So yeah, he is coming around the middle sector. He's 2.2 seconds down, so he needs to come back in the pit lane and put on a set of softs.
Husky, I think, would be the first car to complete his lap on softs, going into the last two corners now.
Puma has gone up into P7 with a 20.6, but yeah, these drivers need to come back in the pit lane now because they cost themselves crucial times doing more.
Oh, and Husky spun, going into the last corner, losing both of his wings.
Luckily, that was just he was at the pit entry, so and luckily he didn't lose his tyre as well. So Husky then, I think he was pushed a bit way too much for the car's liking, and now he has to come back to the pit lane, change his front wing. He's got 4 minutes left to go, so I'd say a maximum of 2 laps to do a lap, or set a time, should I say, a competitive time. But that has cost him dearly, and he's out of sync from the rest of the drivers now. So who else is going to start a lap time? We've got a majority of the drivers on the soft compound tyres. There's an Alpine going down the straight. Is that Strauss? That's a Williams, sorry. So as he makes his way to tier 1, doesn't spin this time.
This time is the keyword.
Oh, Mercedes has spun, and that's on his outlap. I was wondering why he was stationary, and he is on the soft compound tyres. He hasn't lost his front wing, so luckily for him, he can stay out there.
Strauss has gained nearly 2 seconds in Sector 1 already.
And Alfa Romeo's just spun where Strauss is about to come. He's just missed the apex of Strauss, heading into this next right-hander. This is where the Alfa Romeo spun, so we've got to be careful because the track hasn't fully gripped in yet. So we can't afford to push way too hard, but look at that, nice left-hander there from Strauss as he gets to the power now with DRS for the first time in this session is open. His middle sector, what's it going to be? He is 4.3 seconds quicker up, so this is definitely on aim for pole position if he doesn't make a mistake in these closing stages of his lap. So he makes his way around the penultimate corner. And he gets on the curb and he almost spins, and the Mercedes on this track. Mercedes on the track there. I'm not sure if he spun or not. Yeah, there he is. He's in the pit lane.
Oh, and Strauss goes back into the pits. Interesting. I never expected him to go back into the pit. Thought he was going to complete the lap and probably would have got the pole position here right now.
Yeah, I'm a bit intrigued to why Strauss has got back in the pit lane there, because he was on course for pole position. That mistake didn't lose 4 seconds. He was on course for pole, but he's got other plans, as it seems. But the thing is though, he could only do 1 more lap time now as he's coming back in the pit lane. It's too late to do 2. He could have done 2 if he wanted to. And here comes Hitman News around the final corner, and it's pole with a 14.7. The Mercedes behind him is starting a lap time on the soft compound tyres.
McLaren comes in. Oh, it didn't. Oh no, he started. Oh, never mind.
Alpine. Not the Alpine we were hoping for. The Hash crosses the line. The Alfa Romeo is about to cross the line. Then the Red Bull comes. And Nacho Man's gone up into P1 with a 13.5. And Mark Wilson up into P2 with a 13.7 then. So we're in the 13s already. And we've got a few more across the line. That's an Alpine. Is it Xavier?
Oh,
no, he spun. Don't go backwards, mate, because you will get disqualification, as Underboss has gone quickest by 200. So that's put him on pole position. It's an Alfa Romeo 1-2, and Xavier on his outlap has spun. Another victim around that final corner as he gets in the way of the Aston Martin, but it won't matter much because getting a bit of slipstream there did Rogue Flash. I don't think he will mind much. There he is then in the Aston Martin coming around turn 2 now. You don't want to take the curb too much. You want to get as close to it as you can, but you don't want to take it. As you can see, he's sliding around just a bit mid-corner. Gets back in the power though. Coming up to this stretch here. And first place goes Sam with a 12.6. We're in the 12s already, so that's a good lap time. And he's lost it. He's lost it, and he's in the barriers, and he's lost his wheel. Daniel goes quickest with a 12.2. I can't really see it with the highlighted purple there, but it's a 12.2 as the McLaren's just spun into turn 1. Nacho Man is up into P2. He's done 2 laps on those set of soft compound tyres. It's a 12.5.
Strauss is about to start his lap now, going into first corner.
Cole Paradox on pole with a 12.2. Is so close to the top as the track started to dry and rubber in. Everybody's taking advantage. Really, you want to be the last man across the line to start a lap time. There's 5 seconds left to go in this session then. So who will take pole position away from Cole Paradox then? And Strauss has encountered traffic. Hopefully he gets out of the way. Oh no! That's not what Strauss needs. That not. Oh, that's a shame there. They'll definitely be reported for that one. But Strauss is going to keep going because you don't know where it could end up because a few other drivers haven't set a lap time. But Marcus up into P2. Reino King up into P3. Next driver to cross the line is... I don't know who that was, but he's just crossed the line to finish his lap time. I think it was Reino King. Alpine's just spun coming through the penultimate corner there as the Haas goes past him, but still on board for Strauss. It won't be pole for Strauss unless he can pull something out of the bag in these last two sectors. The Alpine is still there. That is Marcus, who's on second row. First row with Cole Paradox. So Strauss then makes his way towards the line. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 12.9. It's 8th place. That's a massive shame for Strauss because they lost a lot of time as Cole Paradox goes quickest with an 11.9 as Marcus has spun again. Apex has gone quickest. That's 11.9. He's just gone quickest. Tape Turbo as Joe goes up into P3 and he races the Red Bull with him. They go by side into tier 1, so they must have finished the lap on the same piece of tarmac there. Quite interesting to know. But Mark Wilson up into P12. Disappointed for him down there in P12. His teammates in P3, so that sets the grid then for the race. You can see Marcus there. Apparently he was half a second up in that middle sector, then dropped it in the last few corners. So Leon, that was a very interesting qualifying there. Could Strauss take a pole with the amount of time loss he had in that first sector?
I think it would have been possible if he pulled the absolute wonders out and the rest of the track remaining. But realistically, it's the race that matters. So qualifying just a little boost for the race, if anything. Especially at this track, it requires a lot of skill to drive upon. You can see many drivers make mistakes and others abuse the mistakes of the other drivers and go up the positions. So
that was the McLaren of George Zord who got in the way. He might take a bit of pain from that, but Apex Turbo is on pole position by 500. Further back is Joan in P3. You'd be happy with that one. Daniel in P4 ahead of Reino King and Nacho Man at their home Grand Prix. The Alfa Romeo and Mr. Underboss in P7 ahead of Husky in P8. Sam in P9, Strauss in P10, Hitman in P11, Mark Wilson in P12, George Zord in P13, Xavier in P14, Easy Level Bot in P15, Rogue Flash in P16. They didn't set a lap time on the dries, those two. I think that one of them crashed, I believe, Rogue Flash. I remember Aston Martin, they did crash actually in the first sector where where Rogue Flash just lost it in that first sector. So that's why he started P16 on those inters still. Puma in P17, we didn't see him on the dry tyres. Maybe we did, but he didn't set a lap time on them, so he'll start P17. So that dry tyre rule still applies to the top 10 because they've completed the lap on the soft compound tyres, so that's what they have to start on during the race now. People outside the top 10 can start what tyres they want and hopefully it's a dry race. I'll be right back.
Oh, they're starting the lap now. Oh, no formation lap, and here we go into turn 1. Apex is still leading. Co-Paradox in P2. And there are some yellow flags. What happened? Puma is at the back. Did he spin? Did he get damaged? Was there any contact? Oh, Marius is in last now. Puma's going very slow in P17. There are people moving up and down constantly. What's happening? Oh, and Mark Wilson DNF as he crashes out from the Grand Prix already. Unfortunate scenes. The virtual safety car is out. What a chaotic start. As George gets 5-second penalty for severe collision with Husky.
Well, I just came back and there's no formation lap it seems, is there?
There normally is a formation lap. I don't know what happened.
Because normally I take a break during the formation lap. Well, I go to the toilet during the formation lap, but yeah, no formation lap then, so sadly I didn't see the start. That's a shame. My stream saw the start, whoever it was streaming to, but that's a shame really. So apologies about that. So virtual safety car is out there because 2 drivers have crashed.
Reno King got a drive-through penalty as he goes to serve it straight away.
Husky's retired in the pit lane as when the virtual safety car went in, Drone has overtaken Cole Paradox. He managed to get the run out of him when the virtual safety car ended, so he's up into P2 ahead of Cole Paradox now. Highest medium runners in P6, which is George Zorn. He started outside the top 10 as I recall. Will there be a restart?
I doubt it.
Did anyone have a bad start? Because obviously with the...
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Puma, Sam and Marius had some. I think some of them had contact and were forced to pit and were at the back.
It's Mark Wilson, Oh, look at that! Cole Paradox is going through on Jones. He went wide into the left-hander. They go side by side now as they exit the corner. Jones slightly ahead as they're both using the EOS, but Jones has slightly less. As we go into the right-hander now, Cole Paradox is still there. He go down the inside, but a bit optimistic move there from Cole Paradox. It was always going to be Joe's line as Joe goes around the outside and overtakes him for P2. So good action there as the next lap is DRS as somebody spun, which is an AlphaTauri of Sir John Lemon. As there goes Cole Paradox as Joan has lost EOS. And up into P2 it goes then. So Joan has been re-overtaken by Cole Paradox. Thought about going down the inside, but thought not to. And there's, look at that, Nacho Man in P4 just waiting there to pounce when anything goes wrong. Strauss in P5, got yellow flags again on that first long straight. As we've got a few people pitted. That's Reno King is the pit lane. I'm not sure what happened there, but that's a shame I missed the start of the race. I never do. But obviously the virtual stage, the formation lap caught me out.
Oh, and George has spun. I don't know what happened there.
It's another virtual safety car.
Probably was contact and left debris on the track. King's in the pits for the hard set of tyres. Probably trying to go all the way now.
I think you can go all the way to the end of no set of hards. So virtual safety car has been deployed for the second time in this race already. Apex built up a gap around 3.5 seconds, so he benefited from Cole Paradox and Drone battling for P2 there.
I'm not gonna lie, Nacho Man isn't too far off P3, so he could join the battle alongside with Strauss or P2.
Yep, he started at P6 and he's right behind Drone. As Strauss started at P10, he's up into P5 already. Hitman started P11 up into P6. Easy started from P15 up into P7. So a lot of gained places there, or places gained at the start of the race, shall I say. And DRS is now enabled, and off we go again for the second time in this race. And actually went a bit wide down there, but Drone has got the run. Is he going to go for an overtake here? I think it was wise not to. Yeah, he backs out of it because you don't want to go for a move here because it's very risky. You'll end up spinning off, or you lose a lot of time fighting the car ahead. As he puts the wheel on the grass and it goes a bit wide. That might Nacho Man get closer to him, which he is very, very close behind him. Nacho Man will have DRS on the straight. He's got more ERS compared to him as well. Can he get a better exit doing the old switcheroo? DRS wide open then with the ERS deployment, and Drone has got DRS as well on the back of Cole Paradox. He defends the inside line, does Drone. Nacho Man just looking to try and get away past. He's right behind him. As I think I'd just wait for the straight if I was him. Yeah, I think I'd just wait for the straight, but he just goes around the outside like nothing.
Fair play. Nearly loses the rear there.
But Drone has DRS, but not close enough to overtake him on the straight, so that's quite smart there from Nacho Man to just overtake him around the outside and put him vulnerable with the lack of ERS as well.
That was impressive, I'm not gonna lie. The round the outside in the last corner.
If I was him, I wouldn't do it because I'd just wait for the DRS to overtake him, knowing that I've got more ERS compared to him. But Joe doesn't need to use ERS here. He's already close enough. He doesn't need to use it. That's why he's so low. But Nacho Man goes wide. Luckily, he does not go in the gravel there because that'll cost him dearly. Yeah, but Joe is all over the back of him.
Closing down on Renault, and Puma overtook Renault for P13.
Both Ferraris down there, P13 and P14. Then one's on the softs and one's on the hard, so you expect the soft runner to be quicker than the hard runner at this stage. Reynolds goes to the end, and Puma's doing another stop, it seems. Back on the board with third place there, you can see there, Nacho Man now under pressure from Drone. Let's see if Cole Paradox can reduce the gap between himself and Turbo, who's got a 2.5 second gap to his advantage. So, can he reduce it or can he maintain it? As go on to straight again. Joe using the ERS as the McLaren's just spun. That's George's sword again. Puma's overtaking him, and Joe does not go down the inside.
Cole Paradox did well to close down the gap a bit more from Apex, from 3.5 seconds to 2.4 seconds within like 2 or 3 laps. Quite impressive, if I say so myself.
The Alpina saviour just swooped around the outside of easy level bot.
Sir John Lemon's in the pits, changing his wing.
Look at that. Puma's just at the fastest lap of the race. The gap's got up to 2.7 now between Turbo and Cole Paradox. Nacho Man is outside the DRS range of Cole Paradox, so we can't get rid of Joe because he's stuck in his ERS or DRS. He's right behind him at this stage, but somebody's just spun. That is Sam.
I think that, yeah.
Third virtual safety car has came out within 6 laps, so the virtual safety cars just keep appearing. Look, it just slows down the race, allows people to save a bit of ERS. Also crucial to wobble your tyres and not get caught napping at the safety car restart, because that's what happened to.
And Strauss pits.
Very early pit stop, do you think, Leon?
Yeah, I think so, but you can go easily for medium soft now, especially under virtual safety car. You're not losing much time when pitting, so I think it's risky decision to go in for a pit stop, but it might pay off if everything goes as well as he's planning to have it.
I don't know the tyre wear around here, not knowing any information how good or bad it is, so let's see then if he has to do another stop on those medium compound tyres. If it was the hards, he could have possibly gone to the end, but those mediums, I think he might have to do another stop, I think.
Yeah, normally I think the strategy is here soft hard, I mean. So he could probably maybe drag out the tyres, if not pit for softs at the end of towards the end of the race and get the fastest lap. But he'll have the advantage for the next couple of laps.
Oh, our race leader has just picked up a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. The worst thing could happen when you're having a good lead out in front. He wasn't paying attention to his delta, and he's just pitted now to serve his drive-through penalty, as Joe is right behind Nacho Man. Doesn't go for it into tier 1, not enough space for them to do, as easy level ball has just got past Xavier, and Xavier's just been past road flag, so something must have happened in that last corner for those two to just go sailing past like that. And out of the pits comes Alex Turbo. He hasn't changed his tyres because he served his drive-through penalty, so that's why he's not further back than he should be if he did serve another pit stop. So he rejoins in P5, not where he wants to be because he's got a medium runner right behind him.
Closing down on easy level bot. He's just backed out from the move.
Yeah, I think he knew he didn't want to go too wide there.
It's quite difficult to fit too wide. Most of the time, you just one of you ends up in the gravel trap and the other ends up with a broken wing. I think it was smart to back out there, to be honest.
Nacho Man 1.2 seconds behind our new race leader in P1. Let's see if we can close that gap down.
Drone lost a bit of time going too much on the curb when exiting the, I forgot which corner it is, the long left-hander after the DRS, the second DRS straight.
Oh yeah, you don't want to go on that curb at all. That will put you off the cliff if you do that. You don't want to go at any curb here, really. And that's just cost him DRS because he's 1.2 seconds behind him now, as Rogue is right behind, or alongside him now, level bot. They go side by side, into turn 1 they go. Does he get a better exit? Yes, he does, but he goes on the curb, and they're still side by side. And Easy Level Bot stays ahead for the time being, unless Rogue can do a switchback on him. He goes around the outside, but not enough space to go around the outside there. And he has to stay in P7, so he tried it, but Level Bot defended it. It was good defensive from him.
And
you don't want to go for it there, surely. Nah.
Severe just comes out of pits. Oh, yeah, and with Puma right behind him, so that'll be a battle for P9 there. With time coming, with Severe on fresh hards and Puma on used hards. I mean softs.
I think Puma might be a little bit quicker than Xavier, but those softs still in a good shape. It should be, but like in 4 or 5 laps time. Yep, I would have thought so. Oh, who's that? That's an Aston Martin. He's just crashed into the wall and he's lost his front wing. That's Hitman Youth. He was in P5, and now he's lost his front wing. So that's cost him dearly. Went from P5 down to P8 now. Going to lose a lot more positions than that. And he's retired on the track as well. So that's his teammate. That's his teammate who's just crashed in the final corner. There he is. Both Aston Martins lose it on the same lap. Wow.
They both had a stinker. Unfortunate for both.
Oh, that's a shame.
Hopefully Hitman can bring some good points for Aston Martin this race, but it doesn't look likely with him having to do a pit stop this early on.
I thought it was Hitman who retired on track there, but it's actually his teammate because I saw an Aston Martin green car. Yeah, apologies about that, Hitman use. But he's still in P8. He's on a brand new set of mediums, so he can do something about it. He's dropped out, or he's stayed in P8 actually. He's rejoined ahead of Reno King, so he's in 8th place.
We were pitted for Hans now, so I reckon he'll be going towards for the whole race on those hards now.
Bearing in mind the safety car reducing those laps as well, so the top guys have definitely got to pit. It's a no-brainer to pit now. The safety cars came out for the right time to switch over to some new tyres. As Cole Paradox
goes in full.
What would you do? What tyres would you go onto as there's debris shattered all over the racetrack? But what tyres would you go onto at this stage of the race? Mediums?
I'd personally go on hards because tyre wear is brutal on this track. But I mean, the drivers will spend around 3 or 4 laps on the safety car, so mediums may work out. It'll be a very close call between the both self tyres.
Both Williams in 2nd and 3rd there, as Easy Level Bot has not pitted. He's decided he wants track position, but he hasn't pitted in this race, so why would you... I think he should have pitted, don't you think, on them hard compound tyres?
I think he should have, yeah. Maybe he's trying to drag out the mediums so he can go softs for the last 10 or so laps.
Interesting strategy there.
Which could be leading to like an interesting end of the race.
The AlphaTauri or Sir John Lemon has been lapped, so he can't get past those guys and unlap himself sadly, so we'll have to spend all of the race there. But we're still waiting for Jordan, Puma and Marcus to close in. And Reno King as well. Reno King's just about to catch the back of this train. Hitman as well after losing his full wing, but his teammate crashed. So his teammate's the one that's caused the safety car, so he's been gifted that. And Xavier as well is about to catch up on a brand new set of hard compound tyres. So our tyre strategies here: Easy Level Bot with those old medium compound tyres in P1. Cole Paradox, the brand new set of mediums in P2. Strauss on the 3-lap old mediums. He was the one that pitted very early this race on lap 6 in P3. Nacho Man in P4 on a brand new set of hards, so he definitely goes to the end, hoping that those medium tyres will run out. Drone in P5 on the mediums. Apex Turbo in P6 on the mediums, but he had a drive-through penalty, that's why he's down to 6th. Xavier in P7 on the hard compound tyres. Hitman on a brand new set of mediums. Reno King on the hard compound tyres. Hasn't pitted for a brand new set of tyres. He's still on the old, well, not old hards, but 8-lap old tyres, so I think he should have pitted to put a brand new set up. Nothing wrong with those tyres, of course, but I want to have a brand new set of tyres than a lap or knowing that the guys ahead on a brand new set of tyres. Puma in P11 on a brand new set of hards. Jordan in P11 in... Oh, sorry, Puma in P10. Jordan in P11. Marlis in P12. And Sergio Lemon in P13. Also known as laps, sadly for him. He can't get past those guys.
I just decided to take a look at the penalties. With Sir John Lemon having a 5-second penalty.
I don't know where he got that from, but he'll have to serve it in 3 laps time.
Yep. Probably when it was still having to keep under the delta. Probably went a bit too much over the delta when trying to catch up the safety car.
You know how I missed the start of the race? Can you talk me through what happened, please? I said, oh, never mind, safety cars could come in anyway, so once we find a gap in the race, we'll talk about the start of the race because I wasn't here for it. I thought it was a formation lap. But anyways, Easy Level Bot will lead the pace as he becomes the safety car, and it's his choice when they get to go or not. Gotta maintain the pace. Look at those cars right behind each other. Hopefully they don't go side by side with each other on this restart.
I'm very interested in how Easy Level Bot will carry out this restart.
Interesting as well.
Because you can take it all the way to the start finish and keep every single car waiting. But he doesn't seem to be doing that and just goes accelerate as soon as he could.
Strauss and Nacho Man are going side by side. Cole Paradox is going to go round the outside into turn 1.
George has been disqualified for ignoring a drive-through penalty.
What?
I feel like that was undeserved personally. There was no way he could have served it under the safety car.
Well, that's a big shame for him then. Or he's been disqualified. He'll finish down in 18th place behind the retirements. So Strauss managed to defend from Nacho Man. They went side by side of the straight. And Reno King has got past the Aston Martin, who is struggling. That's Hitman who's struggling. By the way of it, it looks like he's got on the gravel somewhere, and he's struggling. He's lost his end plate, so he's lost downforce again. Second chance of gaining back some points in this race, and he's lost his front wing again. He has to let the Alpine through.
Yeah, and Alpine just goes smoothly past him.
Joan broke a bit too late there. And he decided he wanted to hit the back of Nacho Man, so he had to go to the right, try and avoid him. So thankfully, there was no contact there being made. Had to jump the curb a little bit to stay ahead. But Strauss, then, he needs to get past Easy Level Bot because
one has spun. Apex Turbo spun.
Our former race leader in the pit lane, he goes to change his front wing. So that's a massive shame for Apex there. It's just all gone down for hill for him ever since he got that drive-through penalty in the race.
Now, Spawn made a mistake. Quite unfortunate, I must say so myself. But these things happen when racing.
Yeah, exactly. It's unfortunate that happened, but you just gotta recover from it, and just try and come back stronger next time.
You know, this race so far has been crazy. Lots of virtual safety cars. There was a safety car. There could possibly be even more safety cars which could completely change the race again in favour for some drivers.
You can see that Drone has more grip compared to Nacho Man being on those medium compound tyres, so he wants to get past him as quick as he can.
Cole Paradox getting a 2.2 second gap within 2 laps of the safety car coming in.
Drone's made another mistake. DRS is now enabled. As you can see, Strauss is right behind Easy Level Bot. He should get past him with ease because he's on fresher tyres compared to Easy Level Bot. That's holding him up. It's doing favours for Cole Paradox, his teammate. But Strauss, he needs to find a way past. And it should be easy with the tyre difference between those two.
I'm really interested what will happen between Cole Paradox and Strauss. They're both teammates competing for the Constructors' Championship, with Strauss competing for Drivers' Championship. I wonder if Paradox will let Strauss by, if there will be any close on track next to each other.
Be very interesting indeed. There's one thing they can't do is collide, that's for sure.
They avoid the Rosberg-Hamilton situation in Spain. This could be very decisive what they will do as a team.
Will they let each other race? Who knows really, those two Williams. I haven't seen a Williams 1-2 for a long time if it does become a 1-2. And Strauss then coming around the final corner now. He should have DRS, he's very close to him. He has more grip on the final exit. Here he goes then.
He's fitting. Oh no, I thought he was going to pit then. It looked like he fully committed to the pit stop. Talking about easy level bot here, of course. I don't think faking going into the pits is allowed in this league. But it really depends on the stewards what they think of this.
Puma, I think Marlus, Daniel and Puma exchange positions. Up into P8 goes Marlus as Apex Turbo, as you expect on those soft compound tyres, has set the fastest lap of this race. There's Strauss continue to put pressure on easy level, but bearing in mind it's an AlphaTauri.
Flags of an AlphaTauri spinning, and it's Sir John Lemon spinning again.
Look at that, you can see the difference in grip between Strauss and Easy Levelbot. As Sir John Lemon has retired. Here comes Strauss then coming down the inside into the heavy braking zone of turn 11. As he got past him, Easy Levelbot's still there, so he's not giving up despite being on all the tyres. They go side by side now. As you can see the Alfa Romeo in the background there, and the Red Bull as well. He goes around the outside, but the thing is though, Strauss will have DRS. And he needs to get past him, he can't afford to fall around with him too long. Otherwise he's going to lose a lot of time in being in the clutches of the Alfa Romeo and the Red Bull. Strauss then finally overtakes him.
Finally, oh no, he goes back at Strauss, Easy Level Bot, but I think Strauss will keep the move done for now at least.
Here comes Joe going down the inside because Nacho Man got himself in a bit of a predicament by going on the curb, and that's allowed the Red Bull to go around the outside now. And that's a good move. He does make a mistake. Nacho Man has lost the place to Joe, being on that curb and compromises lines into the next one. And Joe, when he takes advantage of Mercedes going wide, no he doesn't, there's not enough space. So Easy Level Bot under pressure now from Joe instead of Nacho Man. Nacho Man tried to get past Easy Level Bot, but he left him on the curb there. Had to slow down, allow Joe to go around the outside, had the inside line for the next line. So good move there from Joan, and Nacho Man then has to find a way past to get back past up into P3 ahead of Joan and Easy Level Bot. It's not making it easy, is it? So look at that, Easy Level Bot's right behind Strauss.
Yeah, but I think Strauss has the advantage of the grip in the corners mainly here at the moment. But then Easy Level Bot does have the DRS on Strauss, which could...
Oh, Alpha spun in the background.
Nacho's just spun. Oh, he's gone. He needs to hit. He's got damage. And that's a safety car.
Well, I don't know what...
Like I said earlier, safety cars will come out a lot in on this track, and I think it will benefit Apex Turbo here, who can easily pit on mediums and go towards for the rest of the race on those.
I don't know if you saw what I just saw, but when the safety car was deployed, Joan just drove into the back of Easy Level Bot. Like, he didn't brake test him, he was slowing down for the safety car, but I don't think Joan knew there was a safety car coming out because he was fighting with Easy Level Bot. He just drove straight to the back of him and overtook him during the safety car, so he's just managed to benefit from that. But I'm not quite sure how they're going to swap positions because obviously he can't overtake on the safety car as well. So that was very interesting, but Easy Level Bot should get off those tyres and try and put a brand new set on, because it's going to be very difficult for him if he's going to stay out there on those 70 lap old tyres.
Easy Level Bot had a pit stop, so he's in a bad place at the moment. He either has to pit for mediums, I mean hards or mediums realistically. I mean hards or softs realistically if he wants to keep a one stop.
He should go to the pit lane now to put on a brand new set of hards, because I don't think the sauce will really make it to the end. Oh, look at that. Something's just happened to Strauss. Did you see that?
Yeah, Strauss ghosted. I think he might have had the damage or just decided in a strategy maybe.
It looks like he changed his front wing.
Yeah, he's changing his front wing. He must have spun on the exit of last corner maybe. See where that puts him. It's not something Strauss would like, especially that easy level bot is ahead of him now. 3 places now, and it's a safety car.
Spending that unnecessary time to try and get past easy level bot, now he's back behind him again. So all the drivers on a brand new set of tyres as Puma enters, so everybody's on the mediums except one driver, easy level bot in P4. Obviously he couldn't go on the start because the car goes to the end, and he can't go on the mediums because he started on the mediums, so that puts him, like you said Leon, in a difficult position.
To be honest, if I was the easy level bot, I would have pitted again, just to get the mediums on. He had the set of hards on, different set of tyres. I think he could go back on the mediums and not lose too much time.
Does he really want to do that though? Because he didn't want to lose track position to those guys behind, because they're very difficult to overtake on the track. So if he wants to do that, he can do that, but I wouldn't do that if I were him, being in P4 at the moment. Maybe later on in the season.
Realistically, if he was on mediums, he shouldn't have been even considering to pit, but these hards will only make him slower, if anything, than the rest of the track, maybe by around a second or so, I believe.
Let's see how he manages then on those hard compound tyres. But bearing in mind though, first and second on the 8 lap and 9 lap on old tyres, so he's not the only one alone out there, because I think Ease Level Bot will be quicker than Cole Paradox and Marlus Daniel in a few laps time, because their tyres, let's say 16 laps, 16 plus 8, 23, so might come back to him towards near the end of the race in terms of getting past Daniel and Cole Paradox being on those older medium compound tyres then. So Cole Paradox did not pit, his teammate did though, and he rejoined down in P7. Luckily he didn't pit because it would have been a double stack for Strauss, so we had to wait even longer behind the Williams pit crew. But yeah, it's very interesting why those two didn't pit then. Maybe they just want track position or not sure what to do in these situations. 16 laps to go.
I think it might be because when they pitted there was a safety car and they were on the tyres for like 3-4 laps under the safety car, so tyres probably aren't as worn as we think.
It's probably true. Yeah, they were, I think. Yeah, safety car didn't come out too long ago after this one.
Yeah. I think it would just be an interesting way to see how the race unfolds in the next 16 laps or so.
Safety car
is coming in this lap.
So Cole Paradox's turn to lead the safety car away now. Has to allow the safety car to come back in the pit lane before they get up to racing speed. Daniel back up into P2 after his early mistakes early on in the race, so let's see what he can do. He's got a drone right behind him on a brand new set of medium compound tyres. Joe knows he can win this race on a brand new set of mediums, and off they go then. So Cole Paradox goes away straight away, and there's Joe right behind him. Will he go down the inside? No, he won't. Up into turn 1 we go then. Cole Paradox still leads the way. Anybody looking to make any overtakes? Not yet so far. Apex Turbo almost lost it coming through the first corner, but look at that, down the inside goes Natchaman on Strauss. He gets a much better exit. There they go side by side, then coming out the corner they go side by side.
Who would back out?
Somebody's just got off.
That's Marius Daniel with damage off track, very unfortunate, and goes off into the gravel with getting 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits. Unnecessary penalty in my opinion. Always
is in these games, but he's Marius. I called him Marcus earlier on. Apologies for that, Marius. My eyesight's not really that good, so I can't really see your name properly or anybody else's. But it's a shame there. He was in P2, and maybe under pressure from Jones just got to him and just made a mistake there. Jones up into P2. 1.8 seconds now is the gap between those two. There's a tyre advantage.
Paradox is in a good situation right now. Has a decent gap, doesn't have to push, and his tyres aren't too much of a worse state than the cars behind.
Easy level ball on those hard compound tyres that you said you were struggling. You will be struggling at these stages of the race. You're going to be patient and try and stay in P3 and keep that gap to Jones to get himself inside that DRS range. Turbo looking to make a move as Hitman is out of the race. That is exit. That's a safety car. Another safety car has been deployed, mate.
Another safety car. It's crazy how many safety cars happened. This race has more safety cars and virtual safety cars than Monaco last week, and Monaco had none, surprisingly.
Yeah, I am surprised you say that now. Non-safety cars for Monaco, even though there walls and barriers everywhere.
I think it's impressive how there was no safety cars in Monaco. Well, there are more safety cars here, but then I have a feeling this track has more places to lose your car, if that makes sense, because of the curbs.
So EasyBot and Xavier exchange positions. Look at that.
I wonder if Paradox will pit for a fresh set, but I don't feel. Nah, he's staying out. Would you have stayed out, or would you go in?
Well, tyre wear should be too bad for him. Bearing in mind there's been 2 safety cars for him, so 3 safety cars actually. So yeah, I don't know actually. Yeah, I stay out because I don't want to lose track position. His pace was good anyway during the restart, so I think I would have stayed out. Yeah, I'd stay out.
Yeah, I'd stay out too, but it'd be tempting to go on to the soft set of tyres. As I think they will easily last towards the end, until the end of the race, especially as there will be 2 or 3 laps under the safety car.
Marius Daniel then in P10, the only driver on the grid to have a penalty. He's coming around the first corner. He's on a brand new set of soft compound tyres as well, so he's looking to make amends after this terrible restart and the second safety car restart. Can he find himself on the podium with those set of soft compound tyres? He's going to have nice warm tyres once he gets to the back of Puma in P9. The safety car will stay out one more lap, then it should come in. Marius Daniel should have caught up after that lap. He's going full speed while the others are going slow under the safety car.
I think he just did half of the track in the time it took them to get past the DRS zone there. So obviously he'll probably he will have the warm tyres in optimal condition. But I know that for a fact there will be some people that forget to warm up their tyres under the safety car and end up having cold tyres and put them in quite a big disadvantage when restarting, because they won't be able to quite get the grip.
Marius Daniel on those soft compound tyres almost beat his personal best.
Did he actually?
He almost beat it. He was 200s off.
Ooh. Imagine setting the fastest lap
Under a safety car.
I'd say that's impressive.
All we all know Nikita Mazepin did it in Belgium.
Yep. I think he's a quality driver. Not even being sarcastic or anything.
I was hoping you were.
No, I genuinely think he's a good driver. Not F1 quality, but he is a good driver.
Ooh. So
I think he'd be able to go into any competition like DTM or let's say DTM. He could go into DTM and dominate it.
He was 3 seconds off the pace of Schumacher in a race, in a qualified session. 3 seconds in the same car.
Wow. I'm not saying he's F1 quality. I'm saying he's good, but he's not good enough for F1. But give him series like in normal cars, like maybe DTM, and I think he'd do quite well.
Who's your favourite driver in F1?
On the grid currently?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just Mazepin. Like,
no.
Not even because it's just.
I wish I'd never asked. Anyways, the safety car has came in then, as Cole Paradox still leads the way. Who's going to make an overtake into turn? Well, there goes Nacho Man. He hits the back of the Ferrari, but luckily he does not spin him or loses for wing.
Everyone goes up positions up to Strauss.
Apex squeezed himself down the inside. He spun as well. Optimistic move to try and go down the inside of there, but hasn't made it. And look at Drone, he's right behind Cole Paradox. He might have made a mistake coming out that corner because he was right at the back of him. Only 10 cars remain in this race as well.
I don't know what to really say. It's I don't think staying out was the best option for Paradox. He could have came in and left the pits in like second or third place, as he had quite a big gap with the other cars.
Or maybe he should have came in on that second safety car.
Yeah, because now he's in a big disadvantage realistically, even though there were safety cars.
Puma thought there was an opportunity to go down the inside of there, but he couldn't quite make it. Who's that driver? There's Savio spun. In the gravel he goes. There comes Puma around the outside. He could try to make the move anyway. And further ahead, there goes Strauss on easy level bot. And he goes up into P4. Further back.
The championship contenders are in 4th, 5th and 6th place currently.
Further back, Puma stays ahead of Nacho Man as Marius Daniel. Daniel trying to get past him, but can't quite do it. He's on a brand new set of softs. You expect to be much quicker, which he is quicker. But there goes Puma, side by side now, with the Mercedes driver as they come to the hill. Who's going to back out first? I want this could be very interesting as they make their way. It is the Mercedes driver who backs out, and up into P5 goes Puma. He's level bot on those hard compound tyres. He's struggling, but he couldn't quite get the temperature in those tyres. Might take him a few more laps to get the temperatures in the window, but he has Nacho Man all over the back of him, and guess what? Then the soft runner comes. He's going to be vulnerable to that soft runner right behind him. Marius Daniel in P9 hasn't made any positions yet. Sir John Lemon has left the session.
Drone is losing time on Cole Paradox at the moment, as Reno King gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. DRS is enabled.
Yep, DRS is now enabled, so those drivers then who are in a second of each other and close to each other can start an overtake as Nacho Man goes deep into turn 1 without
someone spun.
Hash driver or Turbo.
Turbo, yeah. And he gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
We leave the tyre in the pit lane.
I think it'd be quite dumb to retire in the race now, because you're getting points either way. It might be 1 point, but still a point, which could change the championship a lot in the end.
I like your mindset, because if that was me, I would have retired.
Oh yeah, same. Especially them that I'm normally not in any battles for any positions.
You can see Nacho Man right behind easy level bot for P6 in the race. Strauss is under pressure from Puma right behind him. Gotta watch out for him. It might take P4 away from him as Joan then. Can he win this race? He comes around the final corner now, but he always struggles in that penultimate corner. That's what cost him in the last sector. And obviously he's too far away to make a move on this straight, so he has to try and correct his mistake. As you can see there, Puma on the straight goes past, up into P4 he goes. Down the inside, makes the corner, and Marius Daniel goes down the inside of the Alfa Romeo, and that was always going to happen.
Yeah, pushed him a bit off track.
Not leaving him any space. He doesn't want him to go around the outside. Wants him to let him know it's his corner. I've seen it plenty of times. I've done it myself in the past. He's all over the back of easy level, but it should be easy because of the tyre difference, the hards and softs.
I hope that wasn't an intentional.
It's not a pun. I just forget his name's easy level, but it's not a pun. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I really make puns in this way.
Apex is in pits for a long time now, so.
I just noticed that as well. He is in the pits, isn't he? He's been stuck there for a long time.
I wonder if he just forgot to
release him.
Yeah.
Finally comes out of the pit lane. I wonder how much he's been. He ain't got no helmet on either.
Does he not?
No.
Oh yeah, he has the camo helmet.
Reno's in II for some reason, and there goes Strauss, and here comes Strauss on his teammate Puma. Puma's teammate actually, Reno King. He doesn't get past him. But further down the field, EasyBot going around the outside into turn 1. They go side by side. But obviously those soft tyres are much better. He stays around the outside then. He has the inside line for the next one. They don't even make contact, just side part to side. But now they make contact, he lost it.
Contact and Easy Level Bot lost the 2 positions, I believe, right?
Yep, in P8 right now.
It's quite unfortunate.
Jones left the session.
Drone left, I believe he just lagged out.
Yeah, it looks like a lag to me.
I'll quickly invite him back in case.
He'll be raging with that one because the AI is very slow, so that'll allow Puma, Strauss and the rest of them to take his second place as Drone picks up a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Not sure how that's happened. There is no yellow flags out there, so why has he picked up a penalty for that? Marius Daniel has got past Velo King. That's the first time I've seen somebody overtaking that spot, so good job for him. Velo King is struggling. He's got his Alfa Romeo alongside him. Needs to give him space. There he is there.
Drone just got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags, so I believe he just overtook
nobody.
Someone on the, I don't know why that happened then.
There was no yellow flags out there, but down the inside goes out the Alfa Romeo, make contact wheel to wheel. And he gets pushed on the curb and he's up into P6. That's a tactical move to push someone on the curb because you can't go full throttle, otherwise you lose it on the curb. So that's probably why he did it, knowing that he lose traction. And look at that, he's coming back at him using the ERS. But obviously there's no way to overtake around here unless you just send one down the inside, which he does go wide. But Renault King doesn't go down the inside.
Renault King could have went for the move when Nacho Man went down, but I think he wasn't too confident on gripping there in that corner there.
And Nacho Man was always going to come back in the racing line anyway, so I don't think he would have tried it. So
Drone just joined back and he just left again.
We saw his 5-second time penalty and thought, nah.
Yeah, I would have been a bit annoyed if that happened to me. I definitely wouldn't have joined back if that happened to me.
There goes Renault King. He has a bad exit coming out of the last corner and he's alongside the Alfa Romeos. Back down the inside he goes to make contact. He gets pushed on the curb again. That's twice they've made contact and somehow they still managed to stay on the track. I think the AI called, I think the ghosted car called him out there.
Yeah, I think that might have been it. I forgot what's the word. Lowered visibility for the drivers when trying to go through the car. As Marius Daniel went up all the way up to P4 so far.
He's got 2.4 seconds to make up on Strauss, who's in the DRS range of Puma.
Yeah, I think it is possible. I think it is very much so possible on the softs. As Strauss is closing down on Puma.
Closing is one thing for Marius, and the overtake is another as well. Is quite difficult with this DRS train. 2.1 seconds to make up on Strauss. And Renault King is right behind Nacho Man yet again. And the gaps have gone.
And Easy Level Bot is battling Drone. Is
he back? Yeah, he's back, isn't he? Yeah, Drone.
Yeah.
No! Yeah. He's just almost at the back of him. They go side by.
I think they had contact there going side by side. But Drone had a better exit from the looks of things.
The gaps always go when somebody rejoins back the session.
Yeah.
So Ferrari's just spun, and that is Renault King. He's lost his front wing.
Oh.
Almost lost a wheel as well by slamming it in the wall there.
Oh, and again he spun.
Yeah, tyres are overheated, and he's retired.
He's retired. I don't think the right decision was to retire, but it happens, I believe so. But
I think I would have retired too, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean,
when you're in the heat of the moment, you just don't think about continuing, do you? When you make a mistake like that.
Yeah, fully understandable. I think, and that's Apex. I think he's just going for the record most pit stops in Dutch Grand Prix at this point.
He's lost his front wing again.
Haas will be even in bigger debt. Love to see it. Paradox is having a nearly a 3-second gap on Puma, but who's starting to gain time, and Strauss is losing it now, so it's unfortunate.
So Apex just came in the pits, put on new tyres and retired.
Fair enough. Just leaves us with 8 out of the 18 drivers remaining.
10 drivers have retired, oh my gosh.
That's more than in Monaco. I believe so.
Is this track really much of a struggle, do you think? It is difficult,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't expect it to be that difficult.
I think it's just mainly the curves that's the problem on this track.
Have you raced at Monster yet?
Monza, yeah.
Oh, those curves are absolutely horrible.
Those curves were fine for me.
No, you see, how long ago was it till you raced Monza?
I mean, I've raced in career mode there like a week ago.
I don't know, because like, have you ever taken the curbs? You don't want to take the curbs at all in Monza. They'll throw you off the cliff no matter what curb it is. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. They're absolutely horrible. I can't do a lap without bouncing over the curb in turn 3 and turn 4.
Yeah, I saw, what's it called, the car do a full-on barrel roll in that, on the curve there.
It's hard to race with because obviously you go side by side into turn 1, turn 2 or turn 3 and turn 4, and if you take the curb, just one bit of it, you'll get thrown into the gravel or spin. That's how bad it is in this new patch. No matter how hard or how slow you take the curb, you'll always just get pushed off. That's how bad it is at Monza.
Yeah, I think that's Marius Daniel back on the back of Strauss right now.
Yeah, 2.1.
The overtake.
I tell you what, that's the time is. I think Strauss made a mistake because he was right behind Puma, and now he's in the clutches of Marius. 2.3 seconds. That was the gap between Marius and Strauss. So he must have made a mistake somewhere. And here comes Marius then, back up into P3 he goes.
It just drifts by, like Strauss wasn't there. Nothing Strauss, I don't think he's happy with. Especially that one of his championships rivals is in P2. But that only means the championship battle is only going to get closer.
That is a Red Bull, he's retired. That's Drone.
Retired.
Tier 1.
Did he crash?
Yep, lost his wheel as well.
Oh, not nice to see. I think if Strauss stays within 3 seconds, I think it is on there.
Yeah, but he's not done yet, is it? Because he still has to pull out a 3-second gap, as Marius. It could be quite difficult because
Marius has 10 seconds worth of penalties.
Oh, it don't matter that, does it? It don't matter.
It don't matter. I think that it was smart for Strauss to let him by then, if he won't get any penalties removed.
It's the last lap of the race.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about the race start. I think most drivers were just caught out with formation lap not being there, and Apex Turbo I think it was Apex Turbo. Anyways, the pole sitter had massive advantage, like of 3 seconds by like turn 3, I believe so. And it was just chaos, a few cars spun here and there. Other than that, not much really happened.
I went for a piss, I came back and I saw lap 1, I was like, what? The formation lap couldn't have gone that long, quick. I always make it back in time for races, but this time I didn't.
It's unfortunate it happens. Oh, and Puma, I believe so, he went too much on the curb and nearly spun.
I was on board with that.
Yeah, and as Paradox goes into the last corner, now onto the main straight, and he wins his home Grand Prix with Puma in P2, Marius Daniel in P3, Strauss coming in P3 after penalties, Nacho Man in P4, and Easy Level Bot in P6, I believe. weaving on a straight, celebrating, and Severe coming across the line in P7.
That race is done. Only 7 cars are finished then.
It's crazy how many drivers we lost. Puma driver of the day. I think I agree with the game here. Although I could push for Cole Paradox having a great race throughout, dominating it.
Cole Paradox being Dutch, along with his Dutch teammate.
Both on the podium. Something they'd love to see with Nacho Man in P4. So close to having a full Dutch podium, but wasn't the case. But Puma having an incredible race, starting P17, making 4 stops, and still finishing P2.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Something you don't see often.
Well, back in 2018 you did with Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo when they had their engine problems in qualifying.
Yeah, true, but not much in league racing though.
yeah. I've done it before. I went from P9 to P1 in a league race. It was wet. Or about 15 drivers still finished, P19 to P1.
Yeah, that was great race, I must say today. Yeah.
I loved the race. I mean,
Yeah.
I loved it because I loved the wet conditions, and yeah, I just overtook everybody with ease because they were all struggling.
Basically in the rain, it's basically all about having confidence.
Leon,
Yes.
thanks for commentating with me, mate, for the first time here in KRL,
Been a pleasure.
and hope your leg gets better as well.
I hope it will get better too.